creation, direct our noble course, guide our leaders right, help our youth the truth to know, in love and honesty to grow, and living just and true. Great lofty heights attain, to build a nation where peace and justice reign. Amen. We may please be seated. Hello. 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 So on behalf of the Commandant, I want to welcome you all most sincerely to Buhari Hall, the venue for today's combined Padre Hour. So this afternoon, we are gathered here to listen to a sermon on the topic, Patience is the Key to Success. And to deliver this sermon is the Center Imam, Lieutenant Colonel M.R. Ibrahim. Center Imam, sir.
The Director of Training, senior officers, please permit me to remain on already established protocols. In continuation with the topics for the Padre Hours, today we shall be having another one on the topic of patience is the key to success. I would like to firstly give a story of a father who bought a new car. He was very anxious of getting the first car of his life. Suddenly, his son went and started writing on it. Maybe they write 4 times 4. He was looking for answer to it. So he wrote the answer 16. The moment the father saw what the son did, annoyingly, he slapped his son. The boy fell down. He was rushed to hospital. Before we could see anything, the doctor had said the boy has lost his sight. So the boy was crying, telling his father, "Daddy, I will not do it again. Can you turn my eyes so that I will see again?" So it was too late. So patience, persistence, and perseverance are very essential in achieving our goals. Patience is essential in our life, which are part of life challenges. Therefore, we must have the expectation of problem at all times. Also, we must not expect everybody to appreciate us, as like we don't appreciate everybody. This life has time for happiness. It also have time for sadness. Whatsoever condition you find yourself, be patient, be steady, and be focused. To achieve success in life, it comes gradually, which has to To achieve success in life, it is a gradual process which has to do with being patient, perseverance, and persistence. Patience is not something we constantly do, but it is like other behaviors we put into practice. The more you practice being patient, the more you get adopted to it. To be successful in life, one needs to be patient with the entire process, because things does not come the way we expected it. One needs to be calm, tolerant, and perseverance and persistence so as to achieve his goals. It's said that the day you plant a seed is not the day you eat the fruit. The holy books emphasize in different verses that we should adhere to being patient at all situations. As mentioned in the Holy Quran, in chapter 41, verse 35, it says, only those who are steadfast, impatient, and only those who are blessed with great righteousness will attain to such goodness. And according to Proverbs, chapter 15, verse 18, it says, hot temper causes argument, but patience brings peace. Patience is a virtue which we needed to be adhered to it at all situations. This brings me to the scope of my sermon. The scope of my sermon shall cover definition of patience, Quran and biblical verses of the patient, medical and psychological effect of impatience, causes of impatience, effective way in managing impatience. To define patient the patient is defined as ability to be calm and steady at the point of annoyance. It is also defined as ability to subdue and control self at the point of annoyance. The Holy Quran and the Bible emphasize on being patient at the point of being offended and having the ability to control the situation. Almighty Allah, He sometimes tests our patience. He tests the level of our patience in different ways. He could test the level of your patience through your wealth, through your health, and through your children. He could test the level of your patience through your wealth, through your health, and even through your children. But the successful person is those one that endure the test and pray toward it for Almighty. All are working. One has to accept the test of Almighty Allah, and he should pray toward it for Allah's intervention. Patience is a quality that every believer needs to endure it, having faith in God and provisions and receiving His promises. Patience is defined in the Holy Bible as mentioned in Galatians 5, verse 22. He says, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, and faith. Also, in the Holy Quran, he described the journey of Prophet Musa alayhi salam and Khidr, when Khidr was educating Prophet Musa alayhi salam with the knowledge that God gave him, but Prophet Musa alayhi salam was not patient enough to enjoy the journey due to his impatience, as mentioned in the Quran, chapter 18, verse 72 to 80. The Holy Bible teaches us to be patient with the help of personal testimony, admonition, and prayers, in total depending in Almighty God. Hannah prayed and patiently waited for God to bless her and her husband with a child, as mentioned in Psalm 40, chapter 1. This brings me to the Quran and biblical verses on patience. Our attitude played a vital role in our relationship with Almighty God. Sincerity, patience, truth, simplicity are all righteousness before Almighty Allah. And also, are rewarding, while insincerity, impatience, unfaithfulness, and arrogance are attitudes of Shaitan, evil one. Such acts are punishable before Almighty Allah. As mentioned in the Holy Quran, chapter 47, verse 2 to 3, it says, mankind is in loss except those having faith and uphold to truth and enjoy justice and enjoy doing justice and patient at all time. And also in Quran verse 16, chapter 16 verse 27, it says, and bear with peace, and your patience will also become with help of Allah. Do not grieve over them, nor feel distressed by their evil plans. And also in the Quran, chapter 2, verse 45, it also says, seek help with patience and prayers. Through this, it's hard for anyone but the humble servant. The Holy Bible also mentioned in various verses, as it was mentioned in Matthew chapter 18, verse 25, it says, the servant therefore fell down and worshipped him, saying, Lord, have patience with me, and I will there pray you. In Romans chapter 2, verse 12, it says, rejoice in hope, patient in tribulation, continue instant in prayers. These are verses of the Holy Quran and the Bible telling us to endure impatience and being patient. Next is medical and psychological effect of impatience. Considering the encouragement from the Holy Books in controlling our temper for a better life, there are psychological consequences of being impatient, which might lead to negative attitudes, such as sickness, constant complaining on things, annoyance. Being impatient affects our emotional stage, which causes the following. Impatience lead to frustration, helplessness, and irritation. Impatience makes one to be anxious and stressed. Impatience affects emotional well-being of a person. An impatient person is at high risk of suffering for high blood pressure or hypertension. An impatient person could have anxiety, which makes mind to be faster than its usual rate. Impatience creates trauma to the life of our children. Impatience affects our career. Fears, worries, and anger are also caused by impatience. Impatience creates instability and confusion in one's life. Being impatient, it leads one to be alcohol abuse and violence. Impatience leads to wrong judgment and regrets in life. Now let's look at the causes of impatience. The causes of impatience are varies to individual problem, but in most cases, the causes of impatience are caused by relationship of our families, community, and place of works. Our wives will always ask for more, even when there is nothing to give. The expectation of our families played a bigger bigger role in causes of our impatience. And also, our community generates and contribute in impatience of a person, especially in the road traffic, where everyone is very eager to get to his destination, not considering others, which will lead to a lot of more traffic. Our places of work is also a cause of impatience. In most places of work, targets are being given to achieve within stipulated time, which might lead to termination of appointment. Also, low salary payment or late in payments of salary. All these are causes of impatience that make some to indulge into illegal activities. One needs to have control of himself at this point of at the point of anger. Lastly, effective ways in managing impatience. There are many effective ways in managing impatience which are based on individual problems. But the general effective ways are as follows. One should have good control of emotion. Two, one should be steady and objective. Three, one should build self-discipline and confidence. Four, one should take a deep breath and count 1 to 10 at the point of annoyance. Five, one should always expect disappointment or otherwise. In conclusion, patience is the ability to be calm and steady. Patience is a virtue, and it is the ability to accept and wait for Almighty Allah's answer in case of anticipation of anything from Him. One should always have control of his temper, as mentioned in the Holy Quran and the Bible. This stage of retirement we should take things easy. Our health, our family are more important to us than any other things. Despite the economic challenges, let us all have a patience. We shall come over it, inshallah. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, sir. So permit me to recognize the presence of the Deputy Commandant, Major General E.A. Anario. So you're welcome. So we're now in the second segment of today's Padre Hour, which is the question and answer segment, where you can ask questions or make contributions, if any. And to kickstart this session, I would start from the blue seats by my left-hand side. I don't know if you have any question or contribution regarding today's topic, which is patience is a key to success. Any questions or contribution from this column? In the absence of none, I'll move on to the next column for questions or contributions, if any. Next column, please.
The Deputy Commandant, sir, clergymen, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Master Warrant Officer Obi Jude. I want to make a difference between these two words. Today, patience to success. And there's a word again which says, make haste while the sun shines. So I want to look at the two of them and see what is the difference between them. Because patience, we understand, is to have endurance to wait for something, and the haste to make quick. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Any other question from this column or contribution? I'll move on to the next column, the third column for questions or contributions. Last column for questions or contributions. In the absence of none, may I respectfully move on to the officer's cadre for questions or contributions, beginning with majors, equivalents, and below. So may I now humbly request questions or contributions from lieutenant colonels and equivalents. Sir. So do we have any questions from the deputy directors? So before I respectfully invite the deputy commandant, may I invite the clergyman to answer the question that was asked. Thank you, sir.
The Deputy Commandant, sir, I request to stand on the well-established protocol. Our Master Warrant Officer will be asked the difference between patience and making haste while the sun shines. By definition, patience means the capacity to accept or to tolerate a problem or challenge without being anxious. When you are patient, you wait for the right time. No wonder Ecclesiastes chapter 3 said there is a time for everything. But making haste while the sun shines is taking an advantage at that particular time when the opportunity presents himself. You seize opportunity. That's why I say make haste while the sun shines. The sunshine means there's an opportunity for you. Do not relent. Take that opportunity. So it is different from being patient. He said, when you are patient, opportunity can present itself, and you take grabs of the opportunity. But if you want to make haste, I say, okay, I want to make haste while the sun shines, and you think it is impatient. No, it is. They are two different words altogether. Patience is your ability to wait. And making haste while the sun shines, you have waited. An opportunity has presented itself, and you seize the opportunity and you move ahead. Thank you. Having said all this, impatience has affected our society today. Many people are on the fast lane because many have lost their job. Many have lost their sanity. Many have even lost their lives because of impatience. You see your neighbor striving, and you want to become like your neighbor, and you are not patient. You want to do some things that are not correct. No wonder. When I came here, I began to hear words like kelebe among personnel. They go out of their way to do certain things that are not right because they want to compete with their neighbor. Even God himself has asked us to be patient. No wonder Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 14 says, he makes all things beautiful at his own time. It is not your time. All God needs from you is to wait. As the first speaker said, you cannot plant a seed today and harvest it today. A farmer that goes to farm knows that definitely he must be patient. When you plant a seed today, it must take some time before you harvest. How do we relate in our place of work? If we are impatient, we take rash decisions. And this decision can either make or mar us. Can affect our organizations if we are not patient. For you to be patient, you need God to help you. Patience, as you have said, is a virtue. And the process of waiting is tough. The process of waiting is not easy. But you need God to help you. Because if you are not patient, you may get it wrong. No wonder Yahoo boys are in the increase. Kidnappers are in the increase. Why? They want to make it fast, want to make it early. It is dangerous. Some have lost their lives. As senior citizens, maybe after here, they pay you your gratuity. Somebody will just come and tell you, man, we can double this money. And many have fallen victim. If you are not careful, you will lose the whole money. And remember, when you lose the whole money, what will happen? Depression set in. And when depression set in, the common norms of today is what? You go and hang yourself. Please, I beg us, suicide is not an option. We know the economy is not friendly, but wait patiently on God. He is your creator. He knows you before he created you. He knew that this situation will come. Trust in him. He will never fail you. Do not take the shortest cut because of lack of patience. If you are impatient, some may be lucky to get out of it, but you may not be lucky. Patience indeed is a virtue. I indulge us and I beg of to all imbibe the virtue of being patient. Thank you for listening, sir.
Thank you so much, the Center Chaplain, for that beautiful contribution. So at this point, may I respectfully request the Director of Training for his contributions, if any, sir. The DOT, sir.
The Deputy Commandant, sir, our clergy, HODs, and I guess the COs have the CO training battalion, all other COs, trainees. I welcome you all. Well done, everybody. I appreciate the presenter today has done justice to this topic. It's a very important topic because it affects everybody. Patience, like he said, is a virtue. Patience is an attribute of God. God is patient, and God wants us to be what? Patient. We have to be like God. We are all like children of God. If we are all creation of God, we are supposed to act like God. No be so? Great. So it affects everybody. All of us are involved. We are supposed to be patient. Our profession, the military profession, the Army, Navy, Air Force, because of the delicacy of the job, because it involves life, we have to be what? Patient. Even before you fire, you have to be what? Patient. In our training, you will see enemy. How do you recognize enemy? Identify the enemy. Abi? Come, I'm sure I've been to many battles. When we call the Air Force, we say call Air Force, call, give reference, and the pilots sometimes will go back, they do not fire. I say, what happened? Soldiers on the ground troops will be annoyed. They will come and meet the commander. Oh God, what happened now? This Air Force don't fire. I said, don't worry. What the pilots see is different from what we on the ground are seeing. If the pilots overhead have seen civil populace, have seen civilians, will he fire? No. I'll try to tell our soldiers, no, what the pilot is seeing is different from what you are seeing. Because his own ammunition and his beating zone, if you drop a bomb, it will affect everybody and makes our work what? More difficult. We don't want to kill innocent what? Civilians. It makes it very difficult. We have to be patient. So patience is very important. We are not all our level of patience different from others. So we can learn to be patient. Impatient is the cause of all the problems of the world today, like the clergy said. And it's the problem of Nigeria, all of us. Impatience. Yesterday we had a topic on anger. This could be linked. Anybody that's impatient, you have a problem of anger. If you're not patient, you'll be very angry. You have anger, you have emotional problem. God, like I said, is very patient. Somebody yesterday asked, Canada is here? Canada is here? Yesterday, somebody gave an example of Canada. And I said, well, Nigeria and Canada are two different countries. Two different patients. The people of Canada, I believe, are more patient than Nigerians. And the way I would say, I'm sorry, I'm a Nigerian, I would say Nigerians, we are like Russians. Or the way we rush things. Not that the Russians are not patient. But you know, if we go to the traffic now, you see how Nigeria, everybody running up and down. Running, where are they going? Yes, you are going to your job, but we are not patient. To go to a bank, somebody come before you. Somebody is on the queue. Patient, join the next queue. It's a problem. You want to jump everything. If you go to the dining hall now, I don't know, maybe one day I will come and we put a record or a camera at the dining hall. Some people are not patient. You know your training, the same training. Somebody is there before you. You want to collect food. Somebody will not want to what? To be patient. Let it be your turn. Wait patiently for your turn. And Canada, it will interest you to know that if you go to Canada, I have not been to Canada before, but I've been to UK. All throughout the period I used for a course in UK, on the road, I never had any honking. Horn of a car, you will never hear it. The person driving behind you will never on his car. But in Nigeria, go to the road. When you see a traffic light, if you are the one, you are the first person on the stop, you have like 5, 10 cars behind you. The sign has not shown to green. Immediately it's getting to 3, 2. You see somebody that is 5 cars behind, putting on you. What is this? Let me tell you, even the rule, once that traffic sign is counting down, 3, 2, 1, you are still supposed to do what? Wait small. Because of what? To allow the last tail of the other car to leave. You are supposed to still have to have small patience. That is patient. But if you go to our traffic junctions today, impatient. So impatience causes a lot of accidents. Impatience causes a lot of accidents, more trouble, more conflict. These are the problems. Impatience will lead to destruction. If you're not patient, it will cause more conflict in the world today. And you will not be able to achieve your goal. Anything you are doing in life, whatever you want to achieve, God said you are going to achieve it. But God requires that you be what? You be patient. We saw in the Bible, God promised our patriarch, our father, who? Abraham, that will give you a son. But Well, you know the not was not patient enough. He went and do his own. He took another wife, and that caused a lot of problem. So impatience will continue to cause a lot of problem. We need to wait. Ability to wait is part of soldiering. It's part of discipline. It's part of how we are trained for 35 years. If for 35 years you cannot wait in queue for food, that's a problem. If for 35 years, all what you have learned in the army, you are not disciplined to be patient, it is sad. So all of us must be patient. The clergyman has said it, don't look at your neighbor, don't compare, don't. If you continue to do that, you will not wait for your own time. Everybody has his own time. So the ability to wait for your own time is very important. Impatience leads to anger. If you are not patient, you are not the next turn. Somebody went and took the turn. Then you get somebody to be what? Annoyed. You get another person to anger. So it's very important. How does it affect us? You have to be patient. I know my senior brother, when he retired, and they gave him his entitlement. After 6 months, I went and visited him. I said, brother, what are you doing now? I said, I don't see you sit down at home. He said, no, I'm waiting patiently. He said, I will not rush. This money that I worked for 35 years, they gave me money. I will not rush to do anything. I'm going to wait patiently until the right time. I'm not rushed to go and invest this money and go and miss it the wrong way. So you can learn from that. Yesterday, they told you some of the entitlements you are looking for. That is your due. Some of you want to know how much it is. How much? Tell us how much. The man said, wait patiently. Wait. So, ability to wait is very important. Don't rush. We have seen. I know the HODs are here, the CEOs are here. When they will first give you your first what? The first payment here. What is first payment? What is first payment you give your training here? The first allowance. Each time they give training first allowance, there will be a change of what? Behavior. Just like soldiers, we give salary. Some soldiers will not even reach home again. Wait patiently. Patient with your salary. Patient with everything is very important. So we want to see, we are looking at this course 1. By the time you receive your first allowance here, you will notice some changes. You're not waiting patiently. So very important. How does it affect you? Once you finish this course, you round up, you must be able to wait patiently. And let me round up spiritually. The fact that you go to church, the fact that you go to mosque, the fact that you are a man of God does not mean that you will not see what? You will not see challenges. God does not promise anybody that will not see what? Challenges. Because you can pray, doesn't mean that you will not see obstacles, difficulties. And it's your ability to wait patiently for God before you can achieve your goal. So please, I want to thank you for this topic and for the way of contribution. I don't know why I've told the
Hello?
Senior citizens. Senior citizens. Okay, good afternoon or good. Let me first and foremost start by thanking the clergymen for this all important topic that affects our lives. I don't want to talk more on the word patience is the key to success. We all agree that within ourselves, we are impatient by nature. You can only develop when you are mindful of things around you, when you don't envy anybody, when you take things the way it comes. That's when you can develop this word patience. Because if you want to know how impatient we are as people, when you go to a public place, you will see visibly, particularly if you are traveling by air, and you all agree with me that the air hostess may come up and say, we are going to disembark row by row. You clearly sit down at the back and you watch the impatient people who always show themselves. You see somebody who stand up from the rear that he has a flight or he has a taxi to catch or he's going somewhere. But meanwhile, when you go down, you will see all of us will still be waiting in the bus to convey us to the arrival hall. So what have you done now? So gentlemen, this topic is very, very, very important. As a Christians, it is crucial in our life. As a Muslim, it's also there. It's inherent in us, but how do we develop it? There are so many ways, so many tips on how to be patient, wait for the time that your turn will come up. You have spent 35 years or thereabout. What have you not seen? So why are you in a rush? This word money is something that is crucial in our life. Nobody is going to eat your money. Nobody is going to eat your entertainment. So be patient. I heard yesterday after the lecture, some of you were actually looking for the figure. How much are they going to pay us? Wait for it now. 35 years. You have been patient. Is it these few months now that you are impatient? No. There was a time I was in your dining Some were queuing up, some were not. Please, gentlemen, be patient with the system, be patient for these few months, and build trust. Trust God for everything in life. Well, and lastly, let me also congratulate you for listening to this topic. And it's not just listening, but how do I improve? How do I develop? How do I look at this word patient? You say it's the only word that can improve your goal. Once you are patient, your goal in life will be achieved. I've not seen my friend here. No, not Canada. Senior citizen. Senior citizen now. He was in the front. I said, please don't leave that seat. Yesterday. Master warrant of Tabi? Okay, warrant of. So, oh, maybe that's why he went back. So, gentlemen, time is fast spent. Go back and reflect on this word patient as a key success in life. Look at it individually and collectively. You can check somebody by saying, be patient now, so he will remember this today's lecture. Once again, I want to thank all of you for listening, and happy weekend.
Thank you, sir. So permit me to make few announcements. The heads of departments are to remain behind immediately after this Padre hour. Also, auto mechanic workshop staff are also to wait separately behind after this timeout. Then I've been directed also to. Okay, sir. I've also been directed to inform us all that we are to move or we're to walk facing incoming vehicles in the center and make use of the walkways where necessary. Also, trainees are to wait behind after this Padre hour. On that note, shall we all rise as the deputy commandant and directors take their leave?
Okay, trainees, please be seated.